I have to say, this charade called the drug war. We spent $1 trillion. It's gone on for over 40 years. A lot of people lost their lives for it. And we still talk about it like it's a success. And yet it's a flawed, a backwards system strategy that actually perpetuates itself. Anytime you make a bust, you drive up the price, you drive up the profit, and the cycle continues. And so when I first met Eugene Jarecki so many years ago, and he said he wanted to tackle this tough subject, this taboo subject that not many people talk about, I said, absolutely, good on you, I'm behind you, tell me what you need. And he said, but you don't understand, I want to approach it from a more human angle, and what I think is an even bigger issue. We fight drugs because they're deemed immoral, but I think there's something more immoral going on, and that it is possibly the barrier to keep impoverished down, to keep them shackled. And I thought, well, that may be even too liberal for me, but we just come off of Hurricane Katrina. We just witnessed that there was a particular portion of our society that was being ignored, and that this is possibly the case. This could be the case. So Eugene embarked on an investigation that took him to 25 states, talking to people at the high end, the low end, the front and the back of the system. And the house we live in is the result of that investigation. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Eugene Jarecki.
Thank you very much. Thank you so very much, Brad. And I definitely years ago when I first spoke to Brad about this, it was a real glimmer in my eye to try to do something about the social justice impact of the drug war, about what it was doing to lives all over this country. And I was working at that time with Brad's company on a different project, and I got the chance to meet with him. And I'll never forget, you get to meet with him, and of course, right when you leave, you got to call everybody you know and say, wow, I want to know what was he like, how was it, and all this stuff. And what was so wonderful about it was, he's a very deep thinker about story, and about what story means, and about how a sincere story is told. And I had to wrestle a lot, as you'll see in the film, with how to tell not just one story, but many stories, and to do them in the most earnest and sincere way I could. And I had a very strong sense from him about a very exacting eye on how to do that correctly, truthfully to the subject, and of course also trying to reach people the way movies do, and they move us, and they have to take some liberties, but along the way you really have to find your way to some honest communication. The film is The House I Live In, and it's a look at lives of people across this country in 25 states living under the reality of today's drug war and the history of today's drug war. And of course, what we want to do with audiences like yourselves is to get the word out so that more and more people open their minds up to rethink what they may have thought was just an open and shut case. Drugs are bad, they hurt people, and people hurt themselves with them. So, the sky should be the limit in terms of going after that. But of course, what we've done is we've traded one immorality for another very grave immorality. And what drugs have done to us is probably really a public health matter, and has instead been turned into a criminal matter, and that's had grave consequences. So I really look at what we do right now as getting the film out in a way that is meant to bring the country together around a subject that needs compassion rather than quick and easy, cheap fixes. So I am delighted to see you all here tonight. I'm deeply grateful to you, Brad, for being here, and please be here after. I'll be doing a question and answer after the show, so it'd be terrific to hear people's thoughts and comments afterward. Thank you again.